Welcome to the Year 4 lesson for division. In this lesson I'm learning to use multiplication tables to help me solve division questions. Let's just start by looking at a multiplication question. We'll look at 5 times 8. Now I've said before that this number here is the number of groups we need. So we need 5 groups. And this number here is how many items we have in each group. So we could call that the contents of each group. Now I'm just going to draw a little picture to show what that looks like. So I need 5 groups. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And inside those groups I need 8 items. And we know that 5 times 8 equals 40. So 40 is the total amount of items we have. Now let's have a look at a related division question. This time I've got 40 items, which I need to share between 5 groups. So we'll just write in what those numbers stood for. That is the total amount of items you've got. So imagine you've got 40 counters. And this is the total number of groups there are. And you could imagine that this division sign here means shared between. Well, let's draw a picture to show what this looks like. So I've got 40 items, I can imagine those, and I need to put them into 5 groups. So I'm going to draw out my 5 groups. Now hopefully you can already see that looks very similar to the multiplication question we did. We've got the same number of groups, and we just need to work out how many we need to put in each group. Well, I know I need to put 8 items in each group. And by putting 8 items in each group, I will have shared out the 40 counters between the 5 groups. So 40 shared between 5 is 8. Notice how in the multiplication question we were given how many items need to be put in each group, but in the division question we're trying to work that out. Well, let's have a look at how a multiplication question can help us solve a division question. Let's start with this question. I've got 10 divided by 2. So I'm imagining 10 items which need to be shared between 2 groups. Now what I want to do is try and change that into a multiplication question. So I'm going to put my times down there. Well, my division question told me I know how many groups there are. There's 2. So I need 2 groups of something equals 10. See how I've got my 2 groups? This is my total amount of items, and this is my total amount of items here. Well, I know 2 times 5 equals 10, so 10 divided by 2 must also equal 5. Let's try another question. This time I've got 20 items which I want to share between 5 groups. So just like last time, I'm going to change it into a multiplication question. I know how many groups there are. There are 5. So 5 times something is going to equal 20. And just like last time, you can see I've got my groups here. That's the total amount I need to share out, and that's the total amount in my multiplication question. And I know 5 times 4 equals 20, so 20 divided by 5 equals 4. Let's try one more question. I've got 18 counters which I need to share between 2 groups. So again, I need to change this into a multiplication question. I'm going to put a multiplication sign here. Now can you work out what number needs to go here? That's right, it's the 2, because we know how many groups there are. We're trying to work out how many should go in each group. And here is the total amount. So can you see what the total amount is? That's right, it's 18. And I know 2 times 9 equals 18, so 18 divided by 2 equals 9. Let's have a think about the important things to remember from this lesson. Well, in this lesson, I've been using my multiplication question to help me solve division questions. The total amount you need to share out is the first number in a division question, but it's the total in a multiplication question. And the first number in a multiplication question is the number of groups, and you can see where I got that from in my division question. You can find the activity sheet that goes with this lesson in the Teacher Tools Multiplication and Division book from the Whitebook collection.